10 years after having played this game for the first time, I still find myself enchanted. Every now and then, I will have actual dreams of returning to the Forbidden Land and fighting Colossi. Except in those dreams, I'm not fighting the 16 Colossi that we're all familiar with. Rather, I find myself seeking out new Colossi, new beasts to conquer. For many hardcore Shadow of the Colossus fans like myself, we know that there was, at one point, a definite possibility that we would have fought 24 Colossi. Thanks to the efforts of SOTC fans like Nomad Colossus, we know the identities of these 8 extra Colossi and, generally speaking, what their battles would have been like. If somehow you haven't watched these videos, I'll link them in the description box below so you can go watch them. And please watch them, they're absolutely fascinating. For several years, I have dreamt of fighting what are known as the Beta Colossi. The possibilities of fighting Colossi that look like a spider, a monkey, and a giant worm, it makes my inner 12-year-old just go bananas, you know? I've always said that if the game's original creator, Fumito Ueda, had the money and the will to put these original Colossi into the game, it would sell again, or just release an expansion pack of some sort. Unfortunately, over the years, I had gotten used to the fact that these boss encounters would forever be relegated to the realm of fantasy. But then, something happened to me a few weeks ago. I released a video on my channel titled Shadow of the Colossus, Stonehenge Mystery Solved. In that video, I investigated the religious history of European megalithic rock structures and how they might have influenced the mysterious Stonehenge rock in the game. More importantly, however, I briefly mentioned how this rock was supposed to be used in one of the Beta Colossi fights, against a dog-like Colossus known as Sirius. Shortly after releasing that video, a gentleman by the name of Ocelot reached out to me via social media. On top of telling me how much he liked my video, he also let me know about something that was in the works. He took note of the fact that at the end of my Stonehenge video, that I expressed a subtle lament that we would never fight the Beta Colossi. When I acknowledged that lament, he responded by telling me something that I've wanted to hear my whole life. He said, "What if I told you that you could fight the Beta Colossi?" In the works right now is a project called Beyond the Forbidden Lands. It is a fan-created project that intends to create the Forbidden Land in the Unity engine, but with all of the cut content. This includes not only cut areas like the Beta Dam and other inaccessible areas, but the Beta Colossi as well. When I found out that there were people making my literal dreams come true, I had to do what I could to promote it. So today, I will not only be presenting you a conversation that I had with Ocelot, but I will also be showing you some footage from the current developer build of Beyond the Forbidden Lands.
On a side note as well, I should also point out that there's like, you know how like the terrain is kind of like just like triangle strips with textures popping on top of it?
Yeah.
We do have working texture blending in the new builds. So if I was to switch my screen over, give me a minute. But if we go over here, notice the difference in textures. It's actually all blending together now instead of being like the cartoonish style that this was previously.
Yeah, when it's not a complete bird eye view and you're viewing it as if Wander or any other human were viewing it, it looks really good.
Yeah.
So off the bat, could you please tell me and everybody at home how this project came to be?
Beyond the Forbidden Lands was like the started off as like me messing around with tools in Unity, trying to, for example, recreate the actual Forbidden Lands using Unity's terrain tools. At one point, I was able to eventually get my hands on actual models from the original game, thanks to the amazing Lizzie, who Nomad usually works with. He actually restored the I-7 and I-1 quadrants that previously couldn't actually be accessed in the original game. So basically, I was able to get some terrain models imported, and then I came across on the Shadow of the Colossus subreddit a person called Eighth, who was working on this part of the dam's landscape. He was basically trying to recreate and restore the H2 quadrant, which was long believed to be Devil's Arena. So basically, I recruited him onto the project, and over time, we were luckily able to recruit some more team members. But I think based off what we were doing, development kind of went from being slow and just being like a simple walker simulator to turning into this full-fledged beta remake.
Now, how many people do you have working on it right now, and how many are you looking to bring on board?
Currently, we're looking for 3D artists, programmers, 2D artists, and concept artists. At the moment, we're probably going to be splitting some of those roles into different proper categories instead of just having them based off their skill set. Because I know that there's some people that, well, they're really good at creating terrain. They're not as good as making Colossi. So plan is to split that 3D artist role into different subgroups like field design and character design and so on.
Now, I know you said before we started having this conversation that you actually had some models of Sirius ready to show people.
Sirius's model at this point is pretty much complete. The only thing it needs is animations and textures, but I can give you a glimpse at the untextured model.
Oh my god. I can't wait to see what this looks like fully textured, man.
There is texturing is in progress, and I'm excited to see the final result myself. I cannot wait to see this guy actually running and chasing Wanda in the Forbidden Lands.
This has all been awesome, dude, and thank you so much for showing this. Before we conclude, though, I have to ask, do you have anything you'd like to say to the people at home before we conclude?
The Shadow of the Colossus community is amazing, and I am so glad that such a community exists to be continuously speculating on such a game 15 years later and imagining what could have been, like how Phoenix could have been for, where he was located. Now, 15 years later, we're finally getting these secrets, and all these questions are answered thanks to, finally, it's amazing. And I just want to thank, people like Nomad and Wizzy, and even KH. I want to give a special shout out in this case to KH Fan 1. He was the one who made the first discovery of the Beta Mountains and Shadow of the Colossus, and he's someone I really like as a person, and I wish that I could actually find him and bring him into the BFL Discord, because I think it'd be absolutely fun to talk with him. And of course, I also have to give a massive shout out and thank you to Pico for finding discovering that Beta Dam, and Space Omega 500, Wizzy, all of them. They have allowed Shadow of the Colossus's last secrets to be discovered, and I really have to thank Bluepoint as well for their amazing work on the remake of Shadow of the Colossus. I have a tremendous amount of respect for what they've done for that game, and I can't wait to see what their next projects are with.
If you happen to be a programmer or artist and want to work on this project, get in contact with Ocelot by joining the Beyond the Forbidden Land Discord server. There is a link to that in the description box below. Once you are there, message Ocelot and tell him how you'd like to help out. Please, guys, make my dreams come true. I want more Shadow of the Colossus in my life, and I know you do too. Finally, if you don't have any programming experience or anything, but want to see this project come to fruition, make sure to hit the like button. When you do that, it tells the YouTube algorithm that this video is worth watching, and it will pass it around to other people, potentially programmers and artists, that can help bring this fan project to you sooner. Until my next video, just remember, as always, to stay yellow.